Welcome back to my garage. My name's Stuart, and today what I'm working on is this cooler. This cooler has a broken latch right here. The latch is missing, the piece is broken, and the hinges in the back are also broken. Those things are broken. You know, that's pretty common on older ice chests and coolers. These things tend to break all the time. I've got a great replacement for these things, and I'll show you in just a moment. But this thing it was made in 1986. It's a Coleman steel belted. These are great coolers. I mean, it's a classic. It's great. And it's gonna go great for in my boat. See, I've got this project I'm working on right now. If you're following along with my other videos, I've got a 1967 or 68 John boat. It's 14 foot and it is a project boat I'm working on. And I'm trying to make it nice because I want to take it fishing in a few weeks. If I can get it done in a few weeks, I would love that. But I had a cooler that I had in my boat. I lost it. I went to some party with some friends, and after the party, my cooler, it didn't come home with me. I think it went home with somebody else. I have no idea where it went. But you know, this one, I like this one better if I can get it fixed, which I'm pretty sure I can. I know for sure I'll be able to get the hinges fixed. That's a piece of cake. The latch, now that is a different story. I looked and I looked to find a latch that goes for this cooler. The ones I could find were like way too expensive in China somewhere. Couldn't find it. Now on Amazon, I was able to find a replacement latch made for Coleman coolers. But these things are made for coolers that were made 2000 and newer. This thing, of course, 1986. Size just a little bit different. So I'm wondering if I can just pop this rivet in here, pull this part out, put it on here. We'll see. I don't know. I might have to bend this piece too to kind of go around the little latch that's underneath right here, but we'll see. Let's try. I'm gonna get the camera a little closer so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So I want to start with the easy part first. I want to pull off these old hinges, the broken ones here, and put these in their place. This is something I found online, and I have another cooler I fixed a long time ago that these worked really good. What these are is they used to be old fire hoses. They repurposed old fire hose and made them into these hinges, and they work amazing. I'll show you how it works. All we gotta do, just take these puppies off. All right, this is them. They fit on there perfect. All I gotta do, just put the screws in there, and they're golden. They're on there. Nice and simple. Look at that. I now have a lid. Opens and closes without falling off. What a deal. Not bad. Fits real well. I like it. You can't get much more simple than that, you know? And these things are gonna last a very long time. Like I said, I have another cooler with these things on there. They've been on there for several years, and boy, they are doing amazing. They look as good now as they did the day I first put them on. So now what I'm gonna try to do is work on my latch. And I've got that right over here. This is a latch. I'm gonna see if I can work on this little rivet. I'm gonna try to remove that rivet and put it on the old one, which is right here. So let's take this one off and then see what we got behind that thing. Okay, what I've got here is this little rivet. So I need to see if I can pop this rivet out and then replace it with this handle. We'll see if that works. It's gonna be a challenge, but I don't know. We'll see if I can do it. If I'm gonna make it work or if I'm just gonna destroy this thing. Well, I'll give it a shot. Let's see if I can take this thing apart without destroying it. All right, if I can squish that together. This rivet I'm not too worried about because this is the old one. I think it's a rivet. Sure seems like one. I can remove this and then use the one from the other one. Go. That came off. Now, will that go through there? Yep, came right out. All right, I got that apart. Let's see what I could do with this, hopefully without destroying it completely. I want to be able to reuse it. Oh boy. That worked a little bit easier than I was expecting. My goodness. Okay. here. I'm going to put this back on here in a moment, but this piece right here, I believe is too long. So I'm going to have to bend this at a 90-degree angle right there. That way it will catch on the lid right there. But I'm gonna have to do some measurement first. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and reassemble this first, and then I will bend it. I have to get myself a hammer and something to put underneath it so I don't mess this thing up. Okay, put that there, get myself a hammer. And she's back on. I have just reassembled a latch to fit on my cooler. Amazing. I want you to know I did doubt myself, but that is so cool. That worked. All right, let's put this on the cooler and just see how far I have got to bend this part down. So I'm gonna do a little bit of measurement. All right, let's give that a shot. All right, since I've only got one hand to work with here, I use this clamp to kind of hold in place. You wouldn't have to do that, obviously. But if you're holding a camera while doing it, then yes, you would. All right, now I can take that clamp off, put the screw on the other side. Tighten it too terribly much. Okay, and there's the latch. Goes that way and locks down in place. Over and open. Let's close the lid. And let's try this latch. It does hold it down, but if you can see, it does pop off. Because if you look underneath there, let's see, that's where it needs to bend over. Fold this guy. I've got to bend that metal about right there. Okay, so that's how far I've got to bend it. All right, let's do it. I'm sure there's people out there cringing, saying, I know there's a much better way to do this, but honestly, I don't know of any better way. There, okay, locked in. I think I'm gonna tighten that just a little bit more so it really gets a good grip. Okay, there we go. Now, let's bend this. You know, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit more. More towards the middle. There we go. Well, that is not what I wanted. All right, so you guys just saw me assemble this and then break this. And I don't want to order, take the time to order another one right now. I might in the future, but right now I'm gonna use a little bit of JB Weld on this. So what I want to do is create something like this, so that when it's on there, it's attached just like that. So that way, it's gonna hold right over where I want it to go. So we'll try a little bit of JB Weld. That JB Weld is some amazing stuff. And I do believe it just might do the trick. And for my application, I think that's just gonna be just fine. So let me show you how I mix some JB Weld. Relatively simple. All you gotta do is 50-50, half and half. You mix this JB Weld, draw a line here, this first half here, and then we'll mix the other stuff in a minute. And here is the second half. Get some pliers to get this off. That's on there good, man. There you go, there's the second half. I'm just gonna mix that together. And this stuff holds like you wouldn't believe. This stuff is amazing. So all you gotta do is just blend it together till it turns a good gray. That's pretty good right there. Nice mix. And then what I'm gonna do is put it on, just paste it on right there. Right there, and build something to hold this up here. There we go, just like that. Let me put a little bit more JB Weld on there. That is way more than enough. Yeah. Lean it on there like that. Once that dries, I'll see if I can cut off the excess. We'll see what we will see. That is not staying where I want it to stay. Okay. Now it is. Now it's staying where I want it to stay. Okay. Right there. That's where I want it, right there. All right, I'll leave that overnight, and tomorrow we'll see how that looks. Well, here we are. It's the next day, and I'm pleased with this. This turned out really good. This is solid. It doesn't move at all. Now take a look at this. That angle is what I want. Right here, I'm going to take a some sandpaper. I'm going to sand this off, clean it down, and see if that kind of helps it make it look a little better. Right now, I don't really like the way that looks with that glue on there, but let's sand it a little bit and see what it looks like here. So let's give that a shot. The nice thing about JB Weld, it's very sandable. That's what I like about it. You can sand it and you can paint it. I'm not going to paint it in this instance, obviously, because it's on metal, but I could sand it down and just kind of blend it in. The gray on the gray won't be all that noticeable. Be a little scratched up, but hey, I'm okay with that. This is a vintage ice chest, and it's just going to make it look a little bit more vintage. Yeah, not bad at all. Use some more of that rougher sandpaper to start with. A little bit more of that. Scratching up pretty good, huh? Yeah, I am. Maybe not be the most beautiful. I tell you, if you guys do the same thing, you could learn from my mistakes and just do a little bit better job. How about that? So I think I might just go with that there. I think that for me is plenty good enough. From a distance, I don't think you're ever really going to notice it. And it's solid, does the trick. Thing turns perfectly. And it goes down like it latches in place, up and down. All right, let's put this on the cooler and see how it looks actually installed on the cooler. All right, so I already got started a little bit because of course I only have one hand to work with while I'm holding the camera. So tighten it, but not too tight, obviously, so I can get the second screw in there. And let's get that up in there too. Just like that. All right, let's close the lid and see how this works. On and in place. So nice. Now, if we look under here, there we go. You can see right there where it is just above where it holds it in place, and down, up there, and down like that. So the lid goes, not going to zoom in on there. Oh, there we go. We'll go past that little spot right there. So that works. I like it. I'm very happy with that. I've got my ice chest back together. So we got it completed. I fixed the latch on the cooler, so it's gonna work perfectly. And I fixed the hinges on the back. I couldn't be more pleased with this. You know, this is a great old cooler, and I'm gonna get a lot of good years of use out of this thing, so I'm really happy about it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, if it's also helpful for you. I've got another video coming up soon where I'm working on my boat project, so I'd love for you to join me on that project. I tried a paint stripper on it the last time. If you watched my last video, it didn't work at all. I've got a brand new paint stripper, so I'm hoping this new one will do the trick. So I'll see you on the next video.